Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another movie commentary. Today we're doing Song of the Sea.
Yay!
Yay!
It's
a good
pain.
movie.
Yeah, Shira did decide to poison us.
That's what Christmas
No.
commentaries are for, Dej.
I
yeah.
know you.
Well, I mean, to be fair, usually I do pick the bad ones, but I picked a good one today.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't worry, Dej. Cartoon Saloon is you're in good hands with Cartoon Saloon, always.
Cartoon Saloon? Oh, wait, aren't these the same guys who did Wolf Walkers?
Yes, actually.
Yes.
I
basically,
like that movie.
Yes, basically, Cartoon Saloon, think of them as the Western Studio Gibli. Whereas unlike Ghibli, who base their work on Japanese culture, they base their work on Irish culture. Since they take place in Ireland, that makes sense. So basically, and Tom Moore, think of him as the Western Miyazaki, not British Miyazaki because Ireland's not part of it. But
Or I guess technically the
Northern Ireland is.
Yeah.
But this is the Republic of Ireland.
This is the Republic of Ireland.
I didn't know which part of Ireland they were from, so never mind.
I think to put it more specifically, consider him the Irish Miyazaki because we've already had other people we refer to as the Western Miyazaki.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with Irish. Yeah, think of him as, this is Irish Miyazaki that you've got here. Basically.
Was this the person who, smoked even though they didn't, so they had an excuse to go and talk to him?
Yes. Tom Moore. Yes.
Yes.
So
because Tom Moore is a big fan of Hayao Miyazaki.
Yes, so to have an excuse to talk to him, he went out to have a cigarette, even though he doesn't smoke, but Miyazaki does quite a lot, apparently.
Yeah, Miyazaki does. All right. So this is this 2014 masterpiece, Song of the Sea, which is inspired again by old Gaelic Irish mythology.
You'll even have Gaelic songs.
Yes. All right. Basically, everybody, we're not going to do any logos because there's a multitude of logos depending on your region. So we're just going to start immediately as the movie starts after whatever final logo you have. Go ahead, Shira. Countdown, please.
All right. 3, 2, 1, click.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the same art style from Wolf Walkers.
Oh yeah, interesting thing about my copy. My copy has the credits in Irish.
Also, hey Blue Diamond.
Or the Irish
expecting you
language,
here.
at least. I can't remember which one it was, sorry.
Again, much like Leica, the Cartoon Saloon is one of those animation studios where everything they come out with is a banger. Just go see it. They're awesome.
It's a shame Wolf Walkers didn't do as well at the box office. It deserved to do so much better than a lot of other stuff that came out around the time.
Well, if it helps you, Jobo, Cartoon Saloon recently made a little Netflix for a TV show and a movie. So.
Well, again, for as much as we have our problems with Netflix, they are often good for at least salvaging the careers of some smaller studios. If only they had
and the first thing you'll notice, Dej, is hand-drawn animation.
So sometimes there's times like this I wish we had an Irish commentator so that we could have their perspective on it.
Well, Huroy's technically part of the Gaelic community.
I'm pretty sure if you put
Celtic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Jova, if you put an Irish person and a Welsh person in the same room, they will start eating each other and claim they're not the same people.
We'll throw potatoes at each other.
Hey,
that's more like an Irish
get together with my Irish mutual.
Good job, Teo. The good old joke: an Irish person and a Welsh person walk into a bar.
We'll bring Dwibs in. We'll bring Dwibs in because you can't forget the Englishman from that joke.
Hold on. I was under the understanding that it was the Irish versus the Scottish.
You got some exposition to here. So.
One of the first things you'll notice is the music in this movie is absolutely beautiful.
Done by Bruno Coulet and Kila. Okay. We have a title.
Yeah, that's our title.
Magic conch shell, let me hear the sea.
You know, I have to put when I do the review, I have to put that as the picture, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this family looks a bit too happy for me.
So
Something's
is
gonna
that it,
happen.
Dej? Are we some sort of Song of the Sea?
Dwibs. Why are you implying that a family who has any connection to Blue Diamond whatsoever would end up being sad?
Oh yeah, this is Blue Diamond.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
What do you mean
what?
by that?
Say
Yeah,
what?
this
Yeah,
is her voice actress.
Paul Diamond plays the mom, yes.
While the father is played by Brendan Gleeson.
Most
now
of these
there's
are
a
Irish
name I'm
actors.
quite familiar with.
Oh, looks like it's time.
I have to go now. My hair is turning white.
And the kid was sucked into the void.
Hence
No.
the Song of the Sea.
It was such a
Amra
title
Namara.
screen.
Also, apparently,
My copy has the Irish title.
We're going to find out at the end of, towards the end of the movie what exactly happened to the mom. But
Dweebs also might have the Irish dub, because apparently there were three different types of dubs.
Theo, the only thing that's Irish is the text. Everything else is in English.
No, it's the thing, Dweebs. Apparently there are three dubs. One in strict English, one in Irish, and one in Scottish Gaelic.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna
one in-
ask you a
and one in
really
French.
stupid question. Please do not laugh at me.
Go on.
Too late.
go on.
Does Irish have a language?
Yes.
Irish.
It's called Irish.
You're going to be able to hear it in a few moments in this movie anyway, Ditch. So pay
I
attention.
honestly do not know.
Remember, he didn't know Wales had a language either, and I can't really blame him.
Sure.
So,
You can't even speak it, so
It's an old language. So there you go. Here's the sister that actually was born. Sorry, Shay.
Don't tell me. Mother died during pregnancy.
oh,
Yes, that seems to be the case. And this is the first dilemma that the movie explores. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine like you have a younger sibling who's born, but during the birth, the birth causes your mom to die?
This is going to be one of those movies that teaches him to
that's
appreciate
literally
his sister.
one of the characters' story in Lost.
That's actually a common type of storytelling. You know, the fact that either the surviving parent or the child has to, endure with the fact that the other parent, the mother died, but the child survived, and this may spark jealousy, regret, grief, all that kind of stuff.
So, in terms of hand-drawn...
Sasha?
the ocean is choosing her, guys.
Are we really sure she's not part of a narf species?
Go on, Jova.
Come on.
Oh god, maybe she is, but anyway, Pedro, in terms of hand-drawn animation, is this like the type where it's actually physically drawn on paper, or more so with a digital tool that helps, animate it?
Here in Europe, actually, there's still plenty of hand-drawn animation studios, actually.
Oh, same in America, too. They're just not as well known.
I forgot.
Sure. And Tom Moore and this founded Cartoon Saloon specifically because he wanted to make the animated films, and
I'm pretty sure France at least has a couple of studios that still do.
Yes,
I don't remember.
And yes, like Jova said earlier, the
It's not that deep, fam.
The trademark visual style of Cartoon Saloon is making all of their movies look like they're moving paintings.
Pretty much.
Frankly, I'm reminded of that joke in Men in Tights where Little John pretends to be drowning in that puddle.
He basically, Theo, the reason the Tangled series looks like this is because this is how Glen Keane originally wanted Tangled to look like.
Huh.
Basically like this. Yeah.
I guess it would. Okay, I would say that it would make sense considering at least the original story, but considering how one big thing that is showcased during the final season, don't worry, it's not really a spoiler, is that apparently geographically Corona is in the middle of France. I'm not sure if it fits.
An interesting thing is that this movie is not an adaptation of anything. It's actually an original story by Tom Moore. With
just using actual, traditional mythologies imparted from the Celts.
Yep.
Oh my god! Because I first I saw this film a few years ago, and I don't know, for some reason, again, I have to watch more of it to try and remember. But there was something about this film that I saw that rubbed me the wrong way, but I don't know if it was here Or have I got this mixed up with another film?
Yes, that's Grandma, and she's coming to visit.
Hello.
She looks like she's fun at parties.
Hello, antagonistic figure who probably won't really be the villain. In the sense that there's probably not really a villain, but she is an antagonistic figure.
There are
Sounds like
antagonists.
Lilo and Stitch.
There's no villains per se, but there are antagonistic characters here and there. Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's prettier than your car.
It's better to have a dirty car than an ugly house.
Yeah, like in Hot Fuzz where they had that awful key house.
I guess it's not gaudy.
She reminds me of another type of design, but I can't remember if it's something specific like the Peanuts or something else.
I expected the outfit to look a lot worse than it does,
Reminds
actually.
me of the Minnie Mouse and Daisy Duck sort of forms of dress.
Yeah. Maybe it's an homage. Who knows? Oh, there's the shell from earlier.
Don't touch it.
Magic conch shell. Will I
So
ever
this
find
film
my
actually,
purpose in life?
So in
No.
terms of when this film takes place, it takes place in 1987.
Huh,
Is there a
interesting.
specific reason for the date? I'm actually curious.
Not that I'm aware. I've seen this movie
Okay,
plenty of times,
other than-
and I can
other
tell you
than
that the
Pedro
movie.
being-
Oh, that's why it's in 1987 to justify. Wait, is that
Probably
a digital?
the technology used. No, it's like a. I think it's it is still a manual camera, but with yeah.
Caught in frame after frame.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she looks like she enjoyed it.
Yeah, as you can see, this is his primary character flaw.
No duh.
I mean, if he was older, like, he'd probably understand a bit more. But no, he was younger than this when his mother died, so it's.
Oof.
Again, and then another thing that I also love, much like Studio Ghibli, cartoons also applies a very melancholic tone to their films.
Yeah,
Like
the father is just missing an eye patch to look like a Punished snake.
I wouldn't describe them as
And
always,
a prosthetic arm.
I wouldn't describe them as always melancholic, but more so. How to put it without sounding weird?
Them 3D glasses.
It's more like, they're in several bouts of depth.
Why not just tell her the story of the hash-slinging slasher whilst you're at it?
Or do you escape Psycho Killer with a chainsaw and a hook?
Of course, the owl looks like their grandmother.
Oh, so this is technically an Halloween movie. Damn,
Yes.
I didn't remember that.
Huh.
Happy Spookmas!
Woo!
You mean Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Wait, Thanksgiving-mas.
So anyway, I found the production reason why this film takes place in the time period that it does.
Go on.
Specifically, it takes place in October of '87 because War remembered it being rainy and windy.
Huh.
You see, kid, the thing about legends is they tend to be true.
Especially in settings like this.
I think the word the phrase you're looking for is like there's a basis of truth in every legend. I think that's how we say it.
Let me guess, it's a Guinness.
Yeah,
Probably.
If it was just being rainy and windy, you could have to set at any point around this part of the world.
So is Ireland also full? Republic of Ireland, at least, is Ireland also full of rain and fog and whatever you guys?
Well, I
keep
mean, it's
talking
not
about?
that. I mean, it's not that far from Britain, so
It's very up in the north as well, Pedro. So yeah.
Mm. So basically, what you're telling me is that Tom Moore is misrepresenting his own country.
Anyway, it seems like
I'm not going to say anything on that front.
Oh my god, I didn't know that thing could double as an ocarina.
Welcome to the third Ocarina of
Oh,
Time.
it has holes in it.
Wait a minute. Legend of Zelda Song of the Sea. Yeah, that sounds like a catchy title.
Yeah, it's called The Wind Waker.
Yeah, that's more like the Wind Waker. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a potential title in the future.
No, Sasha, don't go there. There's a needle, and you'll fall asleep if you prick the finger. Oh.
Wrong country.
Also, remember, not to mention, Pedro, the music was nowhere near as intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Nor is there a wheel thing.
Nor is there lots of lime green.
Yes.
There's a key.
Aww.
Oh, aye. The white spirits have led me to my mother's old cloak of invisibility.
Way too shiny.
Oh yeah, you might remember that. Yeah,
that's
Maybe they combined the enemy
accents.
Yeah, but that sounds more Scottish than Irish.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was going for.
Yes, I was going.
No,
for Scottish
Irish,
there.
I think.
No. I was going for. Sure, if I were going for Irish, I would have done a much different tone here. That was blatantly Scottish.
Also, the child not speaking allows a lot of scenes to have just the animation tell, well, I guess the music as well to tell things.
Is she mute?
Well, she's a toddler. No, she does talk. She does talk eventually. The Deji. Yes.
We mentioned it before that she is mute for the time being.
It's more like a case of she'll eventually speak.
The book Trumpeter Swan.
Yes, what about it?
That's a Richard Rich movie.
Yeah, I actually seen it.
I have seen snips of it. I've read the book.
Yeah, I've read the book.
Oh my god, she's a waterbender!
I actually haven't seen Trumpet of the Swan yet, but I do have it on my list.
The cloak allows her to turn into a seal. Well,
That's
goodbye.
pretty lucky, otherwise she would drown.
Yep.
Oh god, she's adorable.
Yeah, she is.
They probably are gonna sell toys of that.
I now understand why Shiroi picked this.
Ooh, I believe I can fly.
I think you mean swim, Jova.
She was flying through the air there for a bit.
You're not going to finish a Guinness?
Yeah, what a waste of a beer. Come on, man.
Yeah,
You're not a true Irish if you don't finish your fucking drink.
I mean, lots of, in general, the pub business is already having it hard enough as it is. They don't need wasted beer.
But yeah, apparently Resorche using the power that other
stirred up stuff.
Stirred up something, yes.
Yeah.
She felt a disturbance in the force.
You know, it would be funny if I went swimming with you guys, but then I pretend that I'm asleep, and you'll think I'm dead and having been drowned. It's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, now don't be scaring me like that, my child.
Oh.
See, it turns out waiting around in the water like that can obviously get you waterlogged, which will of course lead with the flippin' sight of a cold. I guess the dilemma is that we may have to move away from the lighthouse.
Or maybe just the children.
It's more so that this entire family is broken because they never really got over the death of the woman.
It was your mother's.
Although,
the father's clearly not over it. The son is clearly not over it yet. Yeah, so yeah.
So throw the key away? Oh!
No, the entire fucking thing, Jova.
That's wise.
Gee, I hope nothing happens that will mean they have to get it back.
Nah.
And the key for good measure. Yet.
That won't be
Man, that would real suck if if that story the main character told earlier somehow came true.
Well, that was a short movie.
Well, that was Song of the Sea. I don't really know what song there was, but yeah.
And now
Song of the Sea will come at the end.
Well, this is the end, isn't it?
It looks like Daddy was convinced. Looks like no raising a family in a lighthouse.
Yes, I can see.
Especially because if you have any experience, not experience, but even if you have read any kind of stories involving lighthouses, the sense of isolation that someone has can literally drive mad.
And it's Saoirse's fault because...
Well, because it's because the grandmother found her waiting around in the water, and that's what prompted her to say, okay, these kids have to go and whatnot.
One time, though? Damn, she's like really unforgiving.
No, it seems like that. I get the impression that this has happened several times.
Also, sorry, go on.
Dubs, she found her toddler granddaughter sleeping in the middle of the beach. That's not exactly something that should be brushed over.
Not to mention, there was another throwaway line where she was talking with the father, and they did remark how each of these anniversary felt more and more bitter, also for the behavior of the children.
And the dog also gets left behind because I guess we can't have animals on boats.
Maybe it's the opposite, Dweeb. So maybe it's because the father needed him at the least.
The dog belongs to the dog belongs to the dad, so I guess it makes sense.
Wait, she's 6 years old. Why do you guys call her a toddler?
Well, fine, whatever. Still a very small child, though.
Yeah. And how old is the older brother supposed to be?
I think like 8.
10.
10.
Okay.
Poor doggo.
What?
Oh.
Oh, look, it's going to doggy paddle.
Ah, so this is the Irish's answer to
sea
Jason
doggos.
Roxanne.
Yeah, good job, good job.
Irish doggos are apparently very strong swimmers.
Basically, Tio, from what I understand, one of the few ways you can watch the Irish dub of the film is if you buy the DVD from Cartoon Saloon's shop.
That was it's not including the Blu-ray.
I don't know. I haven't got the Blu-ray.
My guess is Teo Cartoon Saloon only distributes the Irish version on their own country.
Wow, she won't even allow the kid to cry. What a dick!
Boys don't cry.
I guess this is a more downplayed. I guess this is a more downplayed version of the kids lose their parents and they have to go live with their
grandparents.
Have to go live with their evil grandparent. Although in this case, I say downplayed because they're not exactly evil, just as much really grouchy.
She's just a grumpy old lady.
No, won't even let the boy cry over the fact that he has to change his way of life out there.
She's probably one of those old-fashioned mentality of the whole, boys don't cry. That's like
so code name for asshole.
Old-fashioned. Unfortunately, that mentality still exists. Unfortunately.
Well, that's what I said. But that's why I said old-fashioned and I didn't say it didn't exist.
Okay.
Weird shape.
Okay.
So yeah, essentially the boy's making a map so he can find his way back to the lighthouse.
I think it's
She has a stiff upper lip attitude, which is the stereotypical British thing too.
Well, this is Irish technically, so
Close enough.
Brilliant.
Thanks,
Yeah.
I hate it already.
Yeah, exactly. Just
I've been here 10 minutes.
another there you go. This would be the point where we would make the joke of now the kid's going to stay there listening to Crawling in My Skin.
Sadly, Linkin Park had been. I don't think Linkin Park had done much around the end of the 80s. So I think the Pink Floyd might be more appropriate for this. Maybe.
Obviously.
Going to Narnia now.
Yes.
Yeah, babe.
Sorry, it was all a dream. You're in purgatory.
Also, because old Irish lady, of course, the house is littered with religious stuff.
Also, there's this big giant bush in the center of town.
Oh. The child wants to go for a swim. Let her go for a swim.
Apparently this film, along with The Secret of Kells and Wolf Walkers, is going to be part of a box set called the Irish Folklore Trilogy, and it's releasing in the States next in a few weeks at the time from the time of this recording, and here in Britain too. Oh, I thought you said shit for a second there. And so that was what inspired Undertale, I guess. Or at least one of the creatures.
You know, I have to say, I'm surprised there isn't. I'm surprised how much it plays the story plays it straight.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm surprised that they're not trying to be funny most of the time.
Yeah. That's again. It's again. You can. This is where you can tell. Yeah, Tom Moore inspired himself by Ghibli films. Yeah, definitely. It has that same type of tone.
I mean,
Appreciate it.
Depends on which tone you're referring to.
Oh, true. Yeah, I mean, Ghibli has made comedies like My Neighbor's the Outlaws.
I mean, not even that, but like, I'd argue a lot of the films do still have a good dose of comedy. It just depends on. Okay, I'd argue each film does have a varying bout of tone here. That's not to say that they aren't generally down to earth in their tone here, despite some of the weird and wacky things that can happen. But it's it can vary a bit.
She's not amused.
I mean, she already did that when she blew into the thing.
Let me check. Our main character, at least for this dub, I think is voiced by David Rowell, spelled as Rawle. She hasn't done much, actually. After this, he was in a live-action movie called Pixie, this is in 2020.
A light?
A living light.
A firefly.
This is so last century.
Were we doing something else, kid? Okay.
Oh, he's still a kid, so he's easily distracted.
Shit.
Into the bush, of course.
Sunday drivers.
Okay. Now I'm getting a few. I'm getting a few flashbacks now to Whisper of the Heart. Constant symbolism, foreshadowing of trucks and cars nearly getting hit by
Fake off.
I need to watch that one.
I saw it recently with Pedro. Whisper of the Heart.
Whisper of the Heart is wonderful, yeah. Basically, it's the prequel to Cat Returns, Shiroi.
I know.
Well, more like Cat Returns is the sequel since Whisper was made first, yeah.
Well, I thought you said it was a prequel anyway, so yeah, that's...
Well, technically it is. It's just that Whisper was made first, so technically it's Cat that's more of a sequel rather than Whisper being a prequel.
Oh god, the story was real.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, gotta have the violin to do the jig. Why not?
I think the right term is fiddle.
Yeah, the fiddle. That's it. Yeah.
Play this like a goddamn fiddle.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that one stereotype Donald Duck short where he meets a leprechaun, and when he gets angry, the leprechaun gives him a fiddle and starts dancing to it.
Or in King's Quest 1, where your way of not getting imprisoned by the leprechauns is just to play a song on your fiddle, and that makes all the leprechauns disappear.
Yeah.
Will you keep that noise down? We're trying to sleep.
These are some of the most helpful rocks ever. I mean,
There's a crap fall for a second.
I mean, unless these are just 3 old senile men who are homeless, yeah, I guess I can believe talking rocks are a thing.
Well, considering they themselves are fantastical creatures, yeah, they should keep an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You could win the Nobel Peace Prize for this, kid. So yeah, just like the legend said, the owls will be coming to kidnap her.
Again, in a way, it's very similar to Lady in the Water, just applied some elements in reverse.
I know, right?
I mean, at least no one here is called Story. Surprised it wasn't a character in that cool book.
Well,
every name has a meaning. Let me see if Saoirse actually means something particular.
Oh!
Yes, Deji?
Since you know a lot about this movie, what's the behind the scenes stuff with this for its inspiration besides Ghibli?
Irish mythology.
Damn, they can literally turn them to stone.
Remember that's what the beginning said. Jesus.
In the same way that Studio Ghibli uses Japanese mythology and culture in general too as inspiration for their stories, so does Cartoon Saloon, except for their own country's mythology.
Also, I found it. Saoirse literally means freedom. So yeah, our main child, protagonist here, at least female, is literally called Freedom. I guess it's meaningful considering the fact that she's supposed to free the other, people from the other crowd.
So Saoirse Ronan, aka the girl from what's the name of that Stephanie Meyer story?
The Host.
The Host. Yeah. So Saoirse Ronan was clearly not
For extra irony, the bus driver is voiced by the same voice actor as one of the other three from before. The other three, Pet Short, Colm o Snowdag, pardon the pronunciation, and Lime Hurricane.
We'll get there eventually.
I mean, it's optimistic.
Well, we're off on the road.
What do you mean? We're out on the open road?
No, not yet, because we're still in the city. That's not the open road yet.
I guess.
Life is a highway, Jova.
You gotta wait till you're on the open road to sing that song.
So yeah, it apparently Sorsha is a Selkie, whatever that means.
Okay, now we're on the open road.
Do you need?
So when's okay, that's the thing. The only, in terms of like fully Irish stuff that I've seen, I've only ever really seen this and Father Ted.
Oh, hey, Blue Diamond, thanks for singing that bit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing the actress. So I'm guessing the actress who plays Blue Diamond is Irish as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay then.
Shuri.
Yes.
Have you seen Father Ted as well?
A few episodes, yeah. I think also much like all the other Steven Universe, well, most of the Steven Universe actresses and actors anyway, she also does the singing herself as well.
Interestingly enough, I wonder if I was remembering correctly or not, because, being a mythological being as a species, the Selkie, I was wondering if it had appeared in some Megami Tensei titles, and turns out, well, partially, a variety of it, which is labeled as Fionmak Kumail, again, pardon pronunciation, is one of the hot new additions is SMT5.
Kid, just a while ago, you wanted to catch one of those magical lights, so maybe don't stupid the idea of following them.
Where did Nana go?
Like stones and glass houses.
Yeah, he wasn't to catch one here.
Stones and glass houses.
Where did what happened to their Nana?
You mean Grandma?
She's back.
I think she might be asleep.
Whoa.
She was still sleeping in the house.
I'm pretty sure she's not at the house, Dubs.
To be fair, Pedro, Nana is another term for grandma.
Also, getting with the symbolism, these families are complete while they are separated.
Yep.
A
lot of old statues in this place.
So it's up to us to rescue them.
Let's use a white branch of yore. Let me see if that's the right item.
Yeah. But yeah, basically that, yes. Pretty much every fantastical thing you see in this movie is inspired by actual Irish mythology stuff that you see.
Yes,
you're not the Mandalorian.
The deep, dark forest. Yeah.
The very ominous dark forest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this doesn't look ominous at all.
This is Beauty and the Beast all over again.
If some of the designs also seem slightly familiar in some capacity, as you can imagine, Tolkien took a lot of inspiration from this particular type of folklore for his books.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking the children to Isengard.
I probably should have asked. Is this an adaptation or some of our original?
No, Pedro did mention in the beginning that it's a complete original product.
The credits specifically say, original story by Tom Moore. The script itself is written by Will Collins. But yeah, everything in here you see is original, just inspired by actual mythology.
That's neat.
Yippee.
In fact, Cartoon Saloon actually always makes original stuff. They don't typically adapt stuff, at least not so far.
Well, interestingly enough, this apparently is labeled as a co-production, not purely Irish, but done between the Republic of Ireland, Belgium, Denmark, France, and Luxembourg.
Oh my god, it's like destiny! Love did bring us back together.
It's the dog from Two Stupid Dogs.
Have not heard or seen of that movie.
It's a show, actually.
Cartoon.
It's a show where there's two stupid dogs, the little one and the big one is voiced by Brad Garrett.
Was that show commissioned by Eustace Bagg or something?
No. It's an old Cartoon Network show from the early 90s.
You missed the obvious joke there, but okay.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Well, you
Courage
said
to
Eustace.
ca-
Oh yeah.
he
Oh,
was
Eustace.
making a courage to-
Eustace. No. I know. I misunderstood what he said. No, Eustace. Yes. Yes.
No, you could probably ride that dog. Really, it's big enough.
True that.
At least to put poor Saoirse on it.
Yeah.
I don't really like that. That's a bit. That's probably putting a bit too much weight on the dog.
Would it? I mean, she looks relatively
Hey,
light.
she's sick. You can't forget about that.
Oh.
Hey,
we've
just
seen-
like with the mother. So that either means she's sick or she's dying, like Mommy did.
There
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
There you go then.
And so we venture on our quest.
Let's hope it has less trouble than the one from the very little toaster.
Or the one for the Fellowship of the Ring. Some of them
Our quest to
died.
find the Song of the Sea.
Yeah,
No, we just have to climb over them.
We can walk around them. Maybe, probably not.
Don't you see, these guys, these kids go to the Prometheus school of running towards things.
That's a very durable map. I'm surprised that thing hasn't fallen apart at this point.
Oh shit.
Dang, she falls on her head a lot in this movie.
She has a big head. She'll be fine.
That's not how it works. You should probably use your cape to cover her head.
Now don't you see she's keeping this cape dry?
Very colorful house.
With more statues.
Allergies and all that.
Now remember, Jova, these particular plants hurt you even if you just lightly touch them. I don't know how common they might be in America.
Well, I know. I'm wondering if they're like Ireland's equivalent to
Golden
poison
syrup.
ivy.
It might be that. Let me see what's the proper name in the meantime.
Well,
All
I
right.
don't think they are, but they do sting.
All right, I really like this scene.
Mm-hmm.
He waited for... Wait. Yes, just like in Questra Camelot, you can heal anything with a magical leaf.
You gotta walk back out through those, though.
It does. It's a we didn't think this through kind of moment. Oh, there you go.
Oh god, and then something comes up and snatches her from that well. So, whose house is this?
Seems to be just an abandoned place. Huh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she's gonna come up on her own, my dude. Does she even know how to swim?
Yeah, we've seen her swim.
Well, okay.
Does
she
he
know
know how to swim?
No, sorry. Does she know how to swim without the coat?
Well, we're about to find out.
Well, you know what? Time for a 7th of adventure, and maybe drowning.
What kind of Zelda shrine is this?
Water temple.
It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna die here.
Yeah, well, at least it'll be a glamorous place to die, Shiroi, in such an artistic fashion.
I forget what was the name of that movie I saw earlier this year about the guy, about the fish turning to a human or something like that.
Help, I'm a fish.
Luca?
Okay.
Also, it looks like he can't really swim very well.
Yeah, didn't you see, guys? Luca was secretly a remake of Help, I'm a Fish.
No.
Sure,
Okay.
why not?
Okay. Here's a big flaw. Not on the movie itself, but on his dad. How do you have a kid? How do you raise kids at a lighthouse and don't teach one of them how to swim?
As we've
I
seen
think the water is a touchy subject.
ever since the death of the mother as well, again, the father is being super neglectful anyway, so...
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Like I said, the family is broken.
Ooh.
That's not creepy at all. Wow, shoot, they got her from the water, I guess.
It's okay, guys, it's the Guardians. They'll probably take her on their islands.
Seriously, though, how'd they get her from the water? Did they plan that or something?
More like she emerged from this side, but they snatched her.
Yeah, she emerged from the other side, yeah.
Ah. Well, at least you have the magical lights to keep you safe.
You see, the important takeaway I'm getting from this movie is owls are assholes.
Which is a shame. Owls can actually be pretty good pets.
There you go. This is it, the Gaelic language.
Ah. Yeah, that's your name, nobody.
I don't know, get a fix.
I don't know too. Getafix's beard is nowhere near this long.
Give him enough time. Maybe this is the version of Getafix that never got cured during the big fight.
Right.
I'm your real father. What?
Oh, no.
Shit.
Can you imagine, though, if he actually was his real father? That would be a revelation.
I actually really love the way they use the beard throughout this entire sequence, actually. It's such a creative visual gimmick.
That beard could make Rapunzel blush in jealousy.
Yeah. Especially considering how one of the things animators hate the most is hair.
Well, this one found a way around it by stylizing the hair to make it easier to animate.
Yeah.
Does he even have a body beyond the hair?
This guy is voiced by John Kenny, an actual Irish comedian born in 1957, which also voiced another character for Walker, sorry. Oh, it was in the 1998 version of Les Miserables. Huh. You just leave Kratos alone for 5 seconds. God damn it.
And then he causes all this mischief and mayhem and your family's dead and you don't know why.
Well, now we know what the new God of War saga is going to be about.
I'm
Irish
joking, that,
mythology.
but God of War, the God of War for PS4 does have a hint that the Celtic pantheon does exist. So
yeah, it is most likely going to be the third saga. Yeah,
or at least in the future, anyway.
Yeah, it turns out that the island they
Became
live
an
on
island.
is the king.
But if you paid attention, you notice that the island itself was kind of broken.
Not only that, though, you may have noticed how the king sort of resembles their father, too. And, hey,
very good, Jova. I love how he has enough beard so that he can build a house.
He's also naked.
No, I'm sure he is.
But don't you see that? The beard also serves as his clothes.
No. Don't you see, Dej?
It's like Bayonetta.
I was going to say.
Now you see, Dej, under that he's wearing a short-sleeved turtleneck and jeans.
Fucking humans.
I mean, there still seems to be plenty of you around.
So that's our antagonist, Maka.
The Owl Witch.
Maka just really gets off on being a dick. And like I mentioned, Maka happens to resemble the grandmother. Coincidence? I think not.
But yeah, like Jova noticed, yes, this is another thing that makes Tom Moore such a brilliant director. Like he excels at visual cues to help to further enhance the storytelling.
I wonder what Grandma's doing right now.
Probably still sleeping.
She got ran over by a reindeer.
I gotta be honest, I'd never have this about whatever the side scenes with the nanny and the parents wearing Alpama fish were.
Yeah.
Look, I'm fine with the fact that they were worried about it, but I think they were a bit distracting.
I think it was more so the transitions you had an issue with.
They were kind of abrupt.
Go on, follow the hair.
I'm tangled.
Follow it to your destiny.
He's old.
Look,
his memories and what he used to be. Yeah.
He's eons of years old, and it's like he has to keep track of so much history. You
So
can't blame him.
Where did he start? Has the spirit been growing ever since he was born?
Also, don't accidentally pick up the wrong hair, you know?
Yeah.
It sounds like a choir up ahead.
Really getting over the garden wall vibes from this.
It's a nice series of short mini-series. It's a real watch that.
The irony.
It'll take some time.
So here's the other side of the story.
By becoming a seal, it makes sense in context.
Yeah, secretly I thought the twist was gonna be secretly the dad was dead the whole time.
No.
Congrats, it's a daughter.
Yeah, that's the reaction.
And I'd be like, damn, no wonder Dad's words fell on deaf ears. He was actually dead, and it was only just understood through the power of suggestion.
So, Sixth Sense?
Yeah. Sort of.
By the way, your mother's dead. Okay, you've had enough traumatic memories. Now I can open the way for you, kid.
You're a dick.
Hey, it wasn't Joe vibes, whatever this is.
Well, I noticed that.
I'm not talking about Joe specifically, the old man. It's like, wow, okay.
Well, okay. I'm pretty sure he still needed that particular important lesson.
Yeah.
You never know that you care about something until you don't have it anymore.
Not even just that, Taylor. Like, now he knows the full truth of what happened. Because, again, from as far as he was told, as far as he could tell, the mother died at birth because of her, which is where the resentment comes from. But now he knows that that's not the case.
What a lovely place.
Well, that was a reflection of the moon or something.
Man, I wish the stepping stairs of my house could always be this encouraging. All they do is creak.
Very good, Joe. You're almost there. You're almost there. Keep going. Keep going.
God, imagine if all the platforms in Crash Bandicoot were this encouraging.
Yeah, I don't know, Joe. I don't know, Joe. I get the feeling. I don't know, Joe. I get the feeling that would get old after doing it for a week. Like every single day when you climb in the stairs.
This would lead into Sonic Omochao edition. Every time you take a step.
Jova, if that was in Crash Bandicoot, it would make Crash 4 a lot more tolerable.
Yes.
Also, this sounds familiar.
Oh my God, Grandma was the owl witch all along. And it turns out the owl witch is actually...
Oh.
Ida has fully embraced her new form.
Yeah.
I don't know. This looks a little old even for Ida.
It's also clear that one of the inspirations for Maka was Yubaba from Spirited Away.
Although I will say this, congrats to Ida for shaking out the beast form and getting a much more controllable harpy form.
She is voiced by Fionnuala Flanagan.
So, I guess ironically, despite what the story said about her, she's actually good?
Who knows? Oh, great!
Wait, is that his grandma?
No, they're voiced by the same voice actress, but great. Fionnuala Flanagan, she was in one of the Caravan of Courage. You'd not seen one of the Ewoks live-action movies.
It's because, basically, they're doing a Wizard of Oz parallel device, basically.
Yeah.
Let me guess, she also wants to take them away, just like their grandmother did.
See?
Because I intend for it to be that way. And aren't those such a bother?
Tell that to David Cage.
He knows nothing, the fool.
Feelings are bad for you, child.
These feelings you talk about.
And seriously, the way he tries to portray these feelings onto a PS controller.
Yeah, also...
I can only take too much.
There you go.
Oh.
Look at that. She lost her son a long time ago, and that son looks familiar, doesn't he?
Even if it involves taking away the life. All right in time. Were you trying to drain me? No.
What?
Please no.
Now, where have I heard that before?
Ignoring your feelings is bad.
Yep.
Have you heard that before? Let's see.
That's some good depression.
So there you go. This woman is literally balling up her emotions. Literally.
No, I'm okay. I'm just gonna leave now.
No, thank you, miss. I think I'll be going.
Get a jar.
It's not the smartest of dogs.
So she's like a dementor now.
Well, more like enough of that will turn you to stone as opposed to draining
You just stand on a ride.
Yes.
Yay, good boy.
Comes out the window.
Oh, Sasha.
Saoirse, actually.
I can't quite. It's hard to pronounce.
I'm not quite sure Kulk is gonna help against turning to stone. Oh yeah, she just looks like she's over the rainbow for all that.
She looks miserable.
I love how the dog is looking at the eye with the intent of like eating it.
Oh god, it's about to turn into the birds from Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, guys, I don't know about you, but I think it's time for a little therapy session with Maka here.
Well, I'm sure she wants to
question the
cooperate.
results.
Face planting the window is not very good for you.
I don't know, Shiro. It seemed to work in The Happening. There you go.
God damn it! Maybe we should just
come on,
twist-
put some muscle into it, Ben.
He's 10 years old, man.
Also, maybe it's not a glass jar, you know?
Oh.
Damn it, I have no musical talent. Poke her eye.
Both.
Oh.
Yay, good boy.
Yeah, if you don't do it, we could all become emotionally drained skull statues. And I don't mean that in the figurative sense.
So the owl's
hold on.
plan is basically take your feelings and go.
Basically.
Here you are.
So it turns out the legends of Maka were true. Horribly, terrifyingly true. And if you don't play like your life depends on it, well, let's just say you won't have a life to worry about.
There you go. Nice to see you've seen the error of your ways.
I mean, he hasn't really been acting all that bad throughout the film. He's just a little bit mean sometimes, but aren't all siblings like that?
He had some resentment, but even quite a while ago, he was already starting to, lighten up a bit.
Now let it out.
Oh God, feelings.
Hurry! The Owl House is about to attack us.
The Owl House fans when the show isn't.
That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying, Shiva. This is a therapy session. Okay, Miss Maka, time for you to embrace your feelings.
And yes, Deji?
It's that Owl House fans when it's the show that doesn't get renewed for a 4th season.
Because Disney be Disney.
Yeah.
I don't get the feeling that they're just going to be shutting down the television animation studio at some point.
Oh.
Oh, goodness. Hello.
Well, you get all her emotion back. Suddenly, yeah, all of it does come flushing back in.
I mean, at least it's not as painful sounding as when it happens to a Cyberman.
She's actually spiraling.
And it sent her down the drain?
Or like the stairs.
Oh.
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 The curse has been lifted.
But can that possibly free all the other elves, fairies, I wonder?
Unfortunately, it seems to have taken quite the toll out of her.
Yeah, it took a few years off her, too. Or added them on, by the looks of it.
I love this bit here.
So you turned him to stone?
Yep.
So, does that mean if we restore her son, then we won't have the lighthouse to live on anymore? Because
Well, let's see.
I get the feeling that would hurt the real estate value.
Not to mention, the fact that a lighthouse is needed, but...
Oh god, could they sue us for living on top of her son?
Yeah, about
Yeah,
that.
about that.
Yeah. Hope you're good at fishing. Couldn't you maybe give us an enchantment or something, given all you kinda did to nearly kill us?
There's your bloody enchantment.
What,
you go.
a casting of hope?
Yeah.
No,
These
it's
are-
more like fast travel.
There you go, Drova.
Okay, that helps. Whee! Okay, suddenly the music's going Batman on us.
Which one?
Arkham City.
Song of the Arkham City.
Well, let's go.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
How?
This is where
You-
Nana's been.
Wait. You went to bed and didn't realize that they were gone? Wow, you didn't even check on them before going to bed yourself. You're a terrible parent.
Yeah, hang on. Doesn't that make her a hypocrite, though?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Are you telling me that old people are actually hypocritical and don't like to own up to their responsibilities?
Some, not all.
Well, I mean,
Well, she's trying to at least find them.
What
How
the?
fast are you driving? It took them ages for the bus to get them to where
Also, to be fair, Shiri, if we're going through parallels with Ghibli, that checks out as well.
I wonder if this implies that they were going the wrong way this entire time.
yeah. Sorry, we took a wrong turn at
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
To
No,
Dublin.
this is Ireland. Yeah, we took the wrong turn to Dublin.
Swibs. There's actually an episode of Looney Tunes where taking a wrong turn at Albuquerque does get Bugs
Lead
Bunny
to Ireland.
landed into
Yeah.
Scotland.
Well, that
and-
shows bullshit. And so
How much
there
did
they
I
are,
drink?
back at the lighthouse.
I know, right?
There you go, Joe. Basically, well, you'll see in a moment.
Oh, wait, the coat's on the bottom of the ocean.
He doesn't know yet.
The father has unknowingly doomed his daughter. Hi, Dad. Bye, Dad.
Fuck, I chucked it away. Tell me you threw it in the sea.
Oh, come on. You know what's going on. You saw it happen with her mother.
That's exactly and that's exactly why he's doing this, Joey. He doesn't want to lose her too. That's the thing.
I don't think a hospital's gonna fix that, and you should know it.
Face it, dude. Come on.
Congrats! You've doomed her.
Why's he doing this again?
To take her to a hospital.
Because Dwebs, he knows what happens if we give her her coat. She's gonna disappear, just like the mom did. And the daddy here is too traumatized. He can't stand to lose another person. And the grief blinds him, clearly.
This way, child.
Wait, some people thought that the family was neglecting or mistreating her. I don't see that.
I mean, the only one who was mistreating her was the brother, but that was the point. He was supposed to.
Well, okay.
But they're saying it as though the entire family did it, and I'm like, what?
Nah.
Okay.
No.
To varying degrees, the family did technically mistreat her. The dad, he was incredibly neglectful. And we've already dug quite well into how the grandmother wasn't exactly the best person to look after her either. And Ben had his issues. So in a sense, yeah, each of the family did kind of mistreat her.
It's a different kind of mistreatment, though.
It didn't come off as that bad.
The idea. Well. Regardless, the idea
Everything's
that
in
both are.
perspective, Dwibs. And consider this: if you are an adult figure to a kid, you know, letting them do half the stuff these kids have done kind of makes you come off as, well, problematic. And again, let's not forget, the main reason the grandmother even took them in the first place was because the father himself had become neglectful, to the point where he was practically tuning out half the stuff his son was saying, let alone paying all attention to his daughter's well-being here and there.
Yeah, the basic idea is that all three of these people need to do better.
Carl Pedro said earlier, the film's time period is kind of inconsequential. Like, you could have had this take place like yesterday.
Well, like we mentioned before, it was apparently according to the.
It wouldn't be any difference.
According to the specific person involved that mentioned it, it was more symbolic for what experience in life they had, with that specific bit.
Again, that's there you go. Finally, that's the core theme: overcoming grief.
So, are we gonna help the witch's son cure from his grief?
We'll get to it, Jova. There you go.
This is an interesting bout of puberty, I'll admit.
So, yeah.
There are no books about this in the library.
I was going to make a joke
that
about.
You know of.
I was going to make a joke about how they were inspired from Pirates of the Caribbean, but this was like, 16 years before that. So.
Don't you see, Shiroy? Some special kids over in Wales turn into dragons as part of their teenagerhood.
Yeah, she's not getting better. We need her to sing.
Well, she's not exactly in that big best condition to do that.
Yeah, but we have no choice, this.
Isn't this also the credits theme? Like the full...
Yeah, yeah, this is the main theme of the movie, yeah.
For a second this year, I thought you said these are the credits.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
her
we're
first
ending it here.
words! And I don't even have my camera!
Specifically by Lucy O'Connell. Let me see if... I think she has done stuff after this.
Oh my god, she's going Ultra
There you go.
Instinct!
There you go, the titular Song of the Sea.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep thinking of Eternal Diva whenever I hear that.
Yeah.
Well, that is one of the songs. It's the Song of the Sun, Song of the Sea.
Song of the Stars?
Yes, Song of the Stars, yes.
Oh, never mind. We were just on the hill that happens to be behind the Stoned King.
And there you go. So there you go. This is why everybody was up to get the Selkie.
My god, it turns out that the only way to see the Aurora Borealis from Seymour's Kitchen was only to get to Ireland.
Yeah, if only Skinner had thought of that.
Hey,
Maybe he has Irish descent.
There you go. Now all of
I'm
all
sure
of
Ancestry,
them
I
are
should
about
say.
to get
we'll
free.
dive into that.
now they're all free to return to where they came from.
all because Selkie hadn't been singing her song.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about this for a moment. If the mom abandoned her people to be with dad, that means that she was probably neglecting her duties as a Selkie.
Well, yeah, but that's the
So-
thing, though. She went... Oh, wait. We don't know that yet.
Not to mention remember the fact that in the absence, Maka did steal these people's souls.
Yep.
That being said, if the mother were to have gone back, wouldn't she have been able to have fixed that? It's just in. Turns out seals can fly. Also, the rapture appears to be occurring.
No, Jova, Ireland is strictly Catholic. We don't really believe that in that.
Finally, the kingdom of old ghosts lives again.
Who knew that a seal would be the one that decides whether or not the Irish gods can, well, fly about free?
Because I have an explanation for that.
There's actually two versions of this song. The version that's used in the movie here has, of course, these little English lyrics here for the sake of, being a bit more understandable to non-Irish people. But there's actually a full 100% Irish version of it, where this part is also sung in Irish. There he is.
Oh god, I feel like I've been kept in a crouch the entire time. It's gonna kill his back. But hey, at least he is stoned no more.
And we don't even have to sacrifice the property, Jova. There you go.
Perfect.
It's just
the real
it's just
estate
spirit-
will be kept intact. Now enjoy your retirement before Kratos puts a bloody end to it.
I am looking. Hi.
Yo.
There you are. There you are.
So she did go back, so why couldn't she have solved this herself?
I shut up, that's why.
People need to learn something, Jova.
I think it's because she went
died,
back.
Roy.
It also has to do with the fact of what Maka did all that after she left, probably. Oh, come on, you're gonna take her as well.
You're not even gonna say hello either?
You're just gonna sing at me and leave?
And take my sister?
Good God, even you're a bad mother.
Gigi Lorraine.
You know what? Come to think of it, Mom.
Dang it, Rose! I mean Pink Diamond, I mean...
Blue Diamond. Also, wait, Mom, if you didn't even have to die, why did you leave us?
You know what? She's kind of...
Well,
her look here kind of reminds me of Blue Diamond's look.
Yes. And now you know why Blue Diamond is always crying in that show. Because she had to leave her family. Just like, someone else did in that show.
But yeah, since she's part human, if she takes her coat, she'll be completely untangled from the sea world, so she can stay. But Mom needs to go because otherwise she'll die as well.
The planet needs
I guess. So why can't the mom just stitch the coat too?
She's fully divine.
Because she's not she's fully Selkie, whereas she's part human. She just explained.
So like
since she's part human, she can just since she's part human, she can still stay as long as she takes away her coat.
It's a very common type of storytelling. The fact that an hybrid can choose their true nature. Like you mentioned, Jova, even Tolkien put that in the Silmarillion with the descendants of Erendil.
Although, is there like a time limit, or could she maybe just visit occasionally?
Well, it's pretty much clear, Jova, that time was a bit still on the essence with her. She could not survive that much.
True, yeah, but just, visit occasionally, then go back to the water.
Okay.
The idea is that the movie is trying to really enforce the point of having to let go and not hold on to the past, basically.
I guess it would just be a bit better if they explained, like, oh, I cannot stay forever, and because of all the time I spent with you, any more time I spend in human form is at a risk of me dying. I'm sorry, but I have to go now, back to Homeworld.
To where?
Never mind.
Don't even worry about it.
Yes.
So, so yeah, since it's just happened, let me get this on there. Apparently, people are rather split on this ending. Some think it's lovely, others think, spending the rest of her life with a family that spent most of the film neglecting or mistreating her isn't a good idea.
I can...
Okay. That's missing the point.
They neglected. There was neglect, but they didn't abuse her. I feel like that's where those people are.
I was going to say, mistreating. Where did that come from?
Not just that. Not just that. That particular.
They did mistreat her, but the point is that they were better by this point. Except for the grandmother, she still sucks. But no, the father and the son were better. So I can see.
The entire point of the movie is for them to be better persons.
That particular point people make is basically moot because that's the whole idea. Now that they've finally gotten over it, now they can finally move forward and start acting better and start doing things better.
Not only that,
also,
but why exactly would she even want to stay with her mom, who she arguably knows even less?
Go. Alright, if I recall correctly,
that's why she chose to stay.
There should be like a mid-credit scene, so stay tuned.
Also,
it's only a couple of seconds from now. Hold on. Wait. There you go.
Oh, there it is. The grandma even changed her haircut.
Yeah. I've always remember visual storytelling. The fact that the grandma even cut her hair and everything, and she's much more smiling. I've always interpreted that she herself is now much better as well, even though it's not. There you go.
They had closure that they probably didn't have before. Hey, that you technically got the first slice of cake.
And that was Creoch.
Yeah. Well, actually, that means the end. There you go.
Is there an after credits scene?
I think my version must be a bit more unique to your guys. Do your copies have it in English?
No. Oh well. Oh, okay. First it says Creoch, and then it says the end.
Yeah. Mine just has Creoch.
Oh,
it switches. But yours is,
sorry. Basically, Joe, I've got the Irish text, but the actual audio is in English.
Keep in mind, Lives, but a couple of... Sorry. Yes, you.
Sorry. About the criticism specifically, it's like the entire movie showcase, it's like them being a broken family is a problem, so what, you want them to stay broken by the end? What are you getting at with that?
Would that be a shitty ending?
Yeah.
As soon as she gets back, they throw her in her bedroom and shit.
I feel like those people horribly misjudged this movie.
I, a guy who normally likes dark endings for things, wouldn't write something like that.
And that's why I
have standards, you know.
And that's why I raised the question earlier. The girl barely even knows her mother, and for all she knew, that's the mother who essentially just abandoned her and whatnot. Reasons or not, still, it's not like the mother's completely innocent in all this. What I'm just wondering is the reasoning. Why would the girl choose the family who she was getting to know and was getting better with them over the mother that she barely knows?
I don't get it either.
Anyway, shall we go with our final thoughts?
Sure. Can I go first?
Go on.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid film. I don't think the comparisons to Ghibli are that accurate, to be honest. Because not only does it have a different art style, but even the way the story's told is not really that much like Ghibli. Because Ghibli's ones are more, for the most part, grandiose. This one's, while it does involve folklore and magic and that, I think it's a bit more grounded than most of Ghibli's movies. Again, speaking of the art style, that's the best part of the movie. Not to say the plot's bad or anything. It's good, but the art style's definitely the best part of it. I mean, there's plenty of... I do appreciate that the style of this is more like a painting, as Pedro said earlier. And the voice cast are also pretty good too. I kind of wish we could hear a bit more of Brandon Gleeson, but the rest of the cast pick up the slack really well.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how the Irish dub of this is like. Maybe there'll be clips on YouTube.
I can tell you these, Lives. A couple of the voice actors are actually the same.
Yeah, but I know Brandon Gleeson's
and Fiona Flanagan as well.
What probably happens is that your copy is basically the Irish version, but with the English dub put on top of it, basically.
Yeah, that's not unlike how anime is released on home video. They just have all the Japanese text there, they just put the English over it.
I can tell you this, it seems that this might be the only major case of where Cartoon Saloon did that, or at least Tom Moore, because Woolwalkers doesn't have this, apparently.
On that note, an Irish dub could mean multiple things. It could mean done completely in the Irish native language, or it could just mean mainly English with some Irish slang thrown in the mix here.
From what I've looked into, it's all Irish. From what I can understand, it's only really available on like DVD compared to like streaming media.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, it's a really good movie, and it's nice to see it again after all these after quite a few years. And one more thing, the music. I don't typically hear Irish sounding music all that much, but it was pretty sweet. overall. And so this is definitely it's definitely one of the better wholly Irish things that I've seen alongside Father Ted.
And to also watch Secret of Kells and Wolfwalkers. They're also brilliant.
Can you imagine? Oh God, I just thought of stuff. Could you imagine Father Ted being adapted by these guys?
I cannot imagine Father Ted in this art style. Not at all.
I don't know what that is.
It's a popular Irish comedy that's really popular here in Britain. About a bunch of priests who live on a small island and they hate being there.
Hijinks ensue, I guess.
In a way, yes. It's more like a slightly more adult slapstick comedy in a way.
Of course.
But yeah, but enough about that. It's it's really good.
Well, go ahead, Dad, since you've never seen this movie before. Go on.
Sure. Thank you for not choosing violence today.
You're welcome.
Always appreciative.
Everybody should have a good time today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was fairly impressed. I had no expectations going in. And you guys told me, it's good. I didn't believe you. And then I saw it. I was like, wow, that was good.
She wasn't lying.
Yeah. Siri, cancel the one from Amazon.
Carry on.
It's a very well-paced movie, which is something I always appreciate whenever I'm watching something. Nothing felt like it dragged on too long. It got to its point, and like I mentioned earlier, it plays it pretty straight. It's not trying to be funny, like a lot of animated films I've watched try to do. Like, I mean, there are some comedic moments here and there, but they're so rare. And it's an interesting change of pace to see.
Kind of like it's kind of like Leica's Kubo. That movie also takes the bold choice of toning down, having very little humor in it as well.
Yeah, like there are Kubo has some jokes, but it's not like it's so far and few between, and that's normally serves as a breather whenever they do it. But overall, I'm impressed. 8 out of 10. Good job. I should watch more from this company.
Again, Wolfwalkers is even better. You should check that one out.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is that the one that came out last year?
Yes. I think it was even nominated for an Oscar.
I did want to watch it.
Yeah, that's the thing about Tom Moore. Tom Moore, every movie he makes is better than the last. That's the
apparently he himself did mention that compared to Secret of Kells, the production for this particular one felt more comfortable for him.
What, was Secret of Kells like a bigger one or more small?
No, but it's more like it's one of his first projects, meaning that he had less experience, and all that entails.
Yeah, Secret of Kells was the first, so yeah, it wasn't proven at the time, so he was probably nervous while making it. It was back in 2009.
So it took them 6 years to make a new film.
It's more like
between this and Wolfwalkers.
It's similar. I'm not sure what I can compare, Jova, but it's similar to some particular directors or series. They take their the time to make new content.
That tale and movies have. That tale and movie. Sorry, go on.
It does make me wonder how they paid the bills in between the two movies, though.
Oh, I can actually answer you that, Jova, because aside from making these movies, they also make various animations for commercials and other stuff for BBC. So
Cartoon Saloon also had.
I think I have seen their art style on some commercials.
Cartoon Saloon also had a couple of series going on between 2015 and 2016. There's one that's called Puffin Rock. And we're having one next year, which is called one this year, which is called Viking School.
Puffin Rock. That one actually sounds familiar.
As for the long time between releases, aside from what Theo just said, there's also the fact that these kinds of animated films take a long time to make. Since all of it is done by hand, painted by hand, they have to paint every frame like that. Whereas if they were doing digital, that's why most studios move on to digital ink and paint, because it's much faster, much more efficient. But this studio, since they're still using actual paint brushes to paint, yeah, it's going to be very time consuming.
Anyway, for the next one, might as well I'll do it. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
No, don't worry. Don't have that too much to say anyway.
I'm guessing you really appreciate the mythology angle of it.
Well, that too, but also like the animation and the music involved. Listening back again, I get the idea the composer for the Guardians of Ga'Hoole video game wanted to go for this specific style, even if the book itself is rooted more in Australian kind of. In the book and the story itself is more. That one is more rooted for Australian stuff. I get the idea they wanted to go for that kind of Celtic vibe because, again, the story is all about that kind of epic involving the owls. So maybe there's that. But yes, also the mythology stuff is also cool. I have to admit, the Celtic folklore is one thing that I am a bit lacking compared to the traditional three that everybody knows: Greek, Norse, and Egyptian. But don't rest assured that it's something that I'm interested in, even if, barbarian stuff from my point of view. I'm mostly joking, don't worry. But no, even as a story on its own, it's fine. One thing that I didn't remember, I have this kind of small Mandela effect of which I didn't remember if at the end the mother did fully came back or not. And turns out it's more like a way in the middle, because I did remember... but he did have this, remembering the words that Pedro did mention during our Blue Zone Comms round talk about Pokemon 3, the third Pokemon movie, about potentially the importance of a parent potentially being revived at the end of a story or not, and what impact might have had when it comes to the theme of grief. I think for this case it works just fine the way it is, and even Cersei having to make her choice. It is important, and like I mentioned, it's a common kind of folkloristic type of trope, type of cliche. So there is that. If I had to raise anything, I would say that there wasn't stuff that happens seems to be a bit too fast. Maybe there is. The stuff that we get to see is enough, and we get delivered enough information about it, and not just exposition, time for adding characters to be immersed, but I do believe just a bit more for each segment might have been fine. But again, the idea with this limitation might have been coming to the cost of the animation. We need to fit maybe like they had like the storyboard concept that had things a bit more expanded, but when it came to actually making animation, we had to trim some corners here and there. Maybe that's what happened. It's fine, still fine by me. I wish it would have been just a bit longer on that front. But even if it's presented like this, it's perfectly fine by me. So yeah, I haven't seen anything else that this studio did, mostly because I want to be fresh, for potential commentators not like woodwalkers. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Next.
I'll go next. This movie, I'll admit, the first time I saw it, it was fine, but it didn't really speak to me. This time, I can definitely say that it's good. I don't find it particularly amazing like I do with Wolfwalkers. Oh no, Wolfwalkers, now that is a pristine film. That said, this one is pretty good. I think it does tie into what Pedro said though, so that the company does definitely get better with each film. I don't know, maybe, okay. I go next to Wolfwalkers, this feels good, but on its own, it is a very good film. Animation style is nice there. I will, now in a similar regards to you, if I were to have to root out some issues I do have with the film, the second act does kind of feel like a big long diversion, seeing as how it literally just erupts in them taking, what's blatantly the wrong way into the forest, because, yeah, the dark and spooky forest is always the right way to go. Taking some peak lessons there from Belle's father, I see.
It's an excuse to get him near the old man with the beard that can tell memories so that he can see what actually happened with the mom. It's an excuse to get him to that point.
Yeah, I guess the second act feels, I don't want to say slow, just a bit like it's off course. But then we get back on course with the third act. Not even bad per se, it's just that it feels kind of a bit weird. I feel like maybe we could have had this be on the way instead of blatantly having to veer off. But hey, look, that's small potatoes. The film's still good, the voice acting's great, the music's fine. Nah, everything just works together to make it sublime. Next.
Okay. No, I love the movie. Like, I love its themes of grief, family rebuilding, and its music is wonderful. I absolutely love the Song of the Sea itself. It's absolutely beautiful. The animation is beautiful. The use of mythology is incredibly clever and charming. I don't mind. I don't mind the second act in particular because it allows for the characters to just talk and interact, which of course makes the end of the character arcs all the more resonant. So no, I absolutely. But yeah, that is true. Wolf Walkers is an even better masterpiece than. Although this, I will argue, is also an excellent film in general. Definitely. So yeah, it's Cartoon Saloon. It's wonderful. That's basically all that it boils down to, really. Again, when it comes to the whole thing that people are split on, to me it just comes across as missing the point. Like the whole idea of them coming back. The reason it's good that she comes back and lives with the father and the brother is because now that they've finally conquered their demons. Now they're ready to properly start moving on and actually doing things better. Because the whole reason why things were bad at the beginning is because they're broken, like we've said. It's kind of like how there's a certain character, without spoiling anything. It's kind of like how there's a certain character in Encanto who's also doing something similar. It's all about families who are secretly broken and they need to do something about it. But yeah, that's about it. Absolutely fantastic. Shiroi, close us out.
Yeah, this is a beautiful movie. A bit like Jova. Like it didn't really. Not that I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it the first time around, but I definitely got a better appreciation for it now seeing it the second time. Mm-hmm. The art is beautiful. I love the overall story and the characters. It's just. And again, I don't get the criticism. Maybe there's some personal things behind that, but or maybe it's just TV tropes being TV tropes. I don't know where they get their stuff from, but
you can, even if you don't go through the same thing as these characters do, you can understand and what they're going through and why they are, and that's something that I will forever appreciate. Good writing isn't that you agree with the characters, but you understand them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think it does make sense that Saoirse would stay behind because, like was pointed out, she didn't really know her mother. Like she doesn't have as much of a connection as her brother and father. So, she wants to stay with the people she does have a connection with, and it's a nice story about family and.
Oh my God.
It's just lovely.
So what you're telling me is that this is the missing Fast and Furious movie. It's about family, Shiroi.
I mean, it is Fast and Furious 9. It is distributed universally in some countries.
The owls are strong, but not as strong as family.
Got that right.
Can we go back to those?
When there's a new one to commentate on, Dej.
But anyway, yeah, the music is really nice. It's nice to see lots of, Irish in this Irish movie because, you get a lot of movies that just it's set in this place, but you don't get a lot of the culture in it. You didn't get much here, but you got enough, and I think it has a good tone for it.
Mm-hmm.
Did I talk about the art yet? It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. The acting is also really good. It's just really nice. And yeah, even the antagonistic characters are likable, which is also another sign of good writing, I guess.
Except for the grandmother. She was a dick.
She could get better in there. She's just a grumpy old lady.
I think the word you're looking for is, like Deji said, relatable, in the sense that you don't necessarily, you don't necessarily agree with them. It's just that you understand them. Empathy, not necessarily sympathy.
Yeah, this is a very, like, you know, mythical stuff aside, this is a very real story. And yeah, it's a really good one too. I also haven't seen the movies, the other movies that the studio did, and I'd like to.
You should.
Watch
more Folklores.
I think I might do that. I
don't
would like to see their other movies, but that's it. Thank you for joining us for Song of the Sea.
Anyway, see you eventually for everything else potentially that the studio did. See ya.
Yes, see ya.